Lagos was loud, busy, unforgiving, but somewhere in Festac, Keiji was trying to survive quietly. 24 years old, an orphan, a makeup artist and hairstylist, and a girl who had no idea her life was about to change forever. Meanwhile, on the other side of Lagos, Tokunbo Adioho lived a completely different life. At 45 years old, he was one of the most respected businessmen in Nigeria, owner of Adioho Hotels, Adioho Restaurants, and one of the most luxurious lifestyle companies in Lagos. Money was never his problem. As Tokunbo's 45th birthday approached, the Adioho mansion became busier than ever. Event planners came in every day. Designers, caterers, decorators, everything had to be perfect. But Temi was already stressed, and there was only one person she wanted beside her, Keiji. Despite never meeting physically, 2 years of friendship had formed a bond like sisters. One lives in luxury Ikoi, while the other struggles in Festac. Temi asks Keiji to stay at the mansion for a month to plan the birthday celebration. Initially, Keiji denies, but eventually agrees. This decision changes their lives forever. The next morning, Keiji stood inside her small room quietly. For the first time in a long time, life felt uncertain in a different way. Not bad. Festac was all she knew. The noise, the struggle, the routine. It wasn't perfect, but it was hers. Ikoi felt out of place already, overpriced, a distant view for people like her. Even Bimp laughed when Keiji mentioned a billion mansion. As the car pulled into Ikoi, Keiji sensed the difference. Quieter roads, stress-free houses, even the air felt out of place. Then, before her, appeared the Adioho mansion. In that moment, Keiji knew she entered a world that could change her life. That evening, Keiji joined the Adioho family for dinner. Everything felt perfect, including the long dining table, expensive dishes, and quiet luxury. Akin immediately caught Keiji's eye, unlike Tokunbo's calm energy. While Tokunbo barely spoke, Keiji could feel his eyes on her. That night, the mansion was quiet. Keiji couldn't sleep despite everything still feeling unreal, especially Tokunbo Adioho. Meanwhile, Tokunbo sat alone in his office, pretending to work. His mind kept returning to Keiji, and without realizing it, the next few days passed quickly. Between event planning, cake tastings, outfit fittings, and hotel inspections, Keiji slowly became part of the Adioho household. And somehow, the more time Tokunbo spent around her, the harder she became to ignore. At evening, Temi sent Keiji to deliver a tie to Tokunbo for his business dinner. What was supposed to be a simple gesture escalated unexpectedly. Keiji approached to adjust the tie when their tension became obvious. They didn't say much, but their unavoidable bond remained. After that night, avoiding each other became almost impossible. Every glance suddenly lasted too long. Every silence felt too heavy. And then one night, Keiji walked into Tokunbo's office to drop some documents. What started as another ordinary moment quickly became something far more dangerous. Because for the first time, Tokunbo finally admitted he wanted her too. The more time Akin spent around Keiji, the more obvious his feelings became. And unlike Tokunbo, Akin didn't know how to hide it. One evening on the rooftop balcony, he finally confessed. But before Keiji could respond, Tokunbo appeared, and suddenly, everything changed. Following the rooftop incident, the mansion changed. Silence grew heavy. Akin maintained distance. Temi felt emotional. Keiji struggled in the midst of it all. At dinner, everyone was tense, especially Tokunbo, who looked at Keiji. After dinner, Keiji withdrew. The mansion became heavy. Akin, Temi, and Tokunbo noticed. Keiji locked herself in her room, making the mansion feel like a cage. A few days later, Keiji met Chief Mrs. Ronk Coker, elegant, rich, and far too comfortable around Tokunbo. Keiji noticed immediately, and unfortunately, Ronk noticed her too. After the dinner party, Ronk's words lingered in Keiji's mind. Young girls like comfort. That night, Keiji began to feel like she didn't belong in the mansion, and for the first time, she started thinking about leaving. Keiji walks toward the gate, carrying her suitcase. Tokunbo appears behind him, hesitating. Their relationship hits a moment of silence. Keiji pauses, but Tokunbo doesn't turn. This change sets in motion an unforgettable adventure. The night after everything changed, Keiji is back in Festac. The same streets, now home, feeling different. her small room, silent, but still thinking about him. Tokunbo Adioho. The mansion feels different now. No change. Just her absence. Tokunbo alone in his office. Silent weight of her absence. Festac remains all-consuming. In Festac, Keiji strives to reclaim her normal life. Life feels uneven without Ikoi, Tokunbo, or their shared memories. In Ikoi, things are different. Akin is less present. He lives in a mansion but feels changed. He watches more, speaking less. He pulls away from the house but mainly from Keiji and Tokunbo. Inside the mansion, Temi is the only one attempting to act normal. However, she can sense the silence, distance, and change in everyone around her. Her brother is pulling away, and her father is less talkative. Keiji no longer feels like a passerby. For the first time, she realizes this isn't just a situation but something bigger and harder to fix. In Festac, Keiji tries to regain her normal life after her return from Ikoi. However, her phone rings with Temi's voice. She tries to reassure her about the party but is reminded of her sudden departure. Keiji is inexplicably pulled back into the mansion, reconnecting with everything she tries to escape. In Ikoi, the mansion's tranquility dwindles. Life resumes, with bright lights and music. Lavish cars arrive, guests dressed in designer outfits. A birthday celebration begins, but there's something off about his eyes. He's not fully present, thinking about someone missing Keiji. In the mansion celebration, Tokunbo enters his private office. Far from the noise and guests, he pretends everything is normal. However, he is not alone. Observing the distracted man, not the billionaire, Folarin enters. Outside the party, reflecting on the non-existent person, Tokunbo remains. The door softly closes, echoing in the silence. Keiji stands at the entrance, the office still unusually. Sensing a change, Tokunbo approaches cautiously. Their eye contact holds communication silenced. Footsteps emerge, hastily stopping, with no words spoken. Akin and Temi appear, curiously observing Keiji and Tokunbo with no intervention. The truth, unspoken, is now visible. The emotional divide dissipates. Everyone sees it inside and outside. The truth is now out. Akin and Temi hesitantly retreat from the doorway, still shaken. Following them, Folarin remains quiet. The door slams shut. Silence reigns. Tokunbo and Keiji alone discuss everything they've repressed. Their bond grows stronger. Keiji hesitates, but finally approaches Tokunbo. Distance diminishes, and they share a tender kiss, reflecting unspoken emotions. Outside, the birthday party unfolds. While inside, their world is forever changed. Morning light fills the mansion. Everyone smiles, peaceful and happy. They walk out together and Temi finally accepts everything. Akin stands silently behind, at peace. Folarin remains composed as always. In harmony, Tokunbo and Keiji leave the mansion together. After 6 months, Keiji now runs a thriving beauty studio in Lagos. Far from her humble beginnings, she is more confident, happy, and pursuing her dreams. That night, she hosts a private dinner under soft lights and candles with Temi watching from a distance, Akin finally at peace, and Folarin calmly observing. Tokunbo approaches with certainty, no longer fearful. Under the Lagos night sky, he proposes. After weeks of preparation, Tokunbo and Keiji embarked on a pre-wedding photoshoot in Lagos, capturing laughter, romance, and stylish poses. Keiji felt happier and more confident, while Tokunbo remained devoted. Temi was eager, while Akin quietly embraced the change. They arrived at the registry office for their civil wedding. Documents are signed, vows exchanged. Weeks later, Tokunbo and Keiji find solace on a Maldives beach during sunset, embracing each other amid gentle waves. Though apart from Lagos, they experience harmony, no secrets, and genuine love. As the sun sets on the ocean, their journey feels complete.